gelatinous mass gets shaken around inside the skull, it bangs against the sides of the wall, and that's how you get oxidative phosphorylated damage. And it doesn't matter whether you're wearing a helmet or not. It doesn't matter whether you're wearing external protection. Internal protection is the only kind that counts. And we all used to eat a diet which contained these very protected elements. Go back even further than my humble rugby playing origins. Go back to the time when we were wearing animal skins and living in caves and living a pretty kind of brutal, hard scramble, knockdown kind of lifestyle. If we were as fragile then as we are now, we would never have survived as a species. Do you know what crystallized knowledge is? Basically, it's the kind of knowledge that is passed through 2 generations, almost inevitably 2 generations, not just from one to the next. Because if you're old enough to have young children, you're going to be spending most of your time hunting and foraging, and fishing, doing all those kinds of things. The people who raise the children in early, more tribal societies are almost inevitably the grandparents. The grandparents are the ones who have accumulated the knowledge about how do you do this, how do you cope with those kinds of problems, what do you do about this issue. And they're the ones who teach the grandchildren. That's crystallized knowledge. If we were as fragile then as we are today, the grandparents wouldn't have been able to do that. They wouldn't have been repositories for this kind of information. They wouldn't have been able to teach their grandchildren. Society, as we understand it now, probably wouldn't have succeeded. We have become very vulnerable. Our protection, our layers of protection have been stripped away from us, one by a criminally irresponsible food industry whose only interest is designing foods that are addictive. They have no interest in our personal well-being or health whatsoever. And I can talk about that.